defence. New Zealand are the 2005 Tri-Nations champions.
Perfect speed, perfect line. Good shot.
Welcome to the New Zealand room at Sky City for the Lion Foundation 2005 New Zealand Rugby League Awards live on Sky Sports. Stephen McIver and my good compadre, as always, Peter Ropati. Would be remiss if we don't welcome our distinguished guests, including Rugby League's #1 fan and a very special, the Right Honourable Helen Clark, our Prime Minister. Yes, Helen is in the house. Well, Pete, it doesn't get too much bigger than this. You know, I was thinking about it. We can actually say in a loud voice now. Loud voice, unofficially, #1 rugby league nation in the world.
And the most pleasing part about it all was just how emphatic that victory was. The joyous success enjoyed not only by rugby league people in New Zealand, but throughout the world by expatriate Kiwis, in Great Britain, in Australia, and maybe, just maybe, what's transpired over the last 3-4 months could signal the beginning, the shift of power in the game of rugby league.
Raw emotion displayed quite simply by the Kiwi skipper. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Tri-Nations trophy, your Kiwis captain, Ruben Wiki. We're going to talk to Ruben maybe a little bit later in this edition of the Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards. It makes you feel good, doesn't it? I get goosebumps every time I hear that haka start the night, and when you see Ruben who is truly a Kiwi warrior, bring the trophy up. You know, it's been a pretty good year for rugby league. But let us move on with this evening. And one of my annual highlights of the evening, and I know it's one of yours if you've been here for a few years, a word from the executive chairman of the league, Mr. Selwyn Pearson. Selwyn.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I'm actually a pretty emotional fella at the best of times, but I guess I've got a pretty good reason to be like that tonight. Prime Minister, MPs Judith Tizard, Ross Robertson, thanks very much for sharing this night with us. I need to tell you that the Prime Minister's done a heck of a job to get here tonight from all over the parts of the world. She's been a busy girl, but she's left the Chogam meeting early to get here with us. She did invite John Howard, but he said he was unavailable. And also, Prime Minister, thanks for the faxes for every game, just marvellous. Judith, actually, as you know, the Prime Minister supports the junior kids at Mount Albert. Judith, actually, I've been to the kids' prize giving at Richmond. Now, I thought Richmond and Mount Albert, perhaps I'd better put them on separate tables, but they've promised me faithfully that they'll leave all the rivalry on the field. To Ross, he's also supportive of rugby league too, so nice to have you here, Ross, and thanks for all your support. And of course, all you wonderful, give them a clap. Also, all you wonderful guests, you look absolutely splendid. I too wanted to look splendid. I spent 20 minutes doing my hair and left it all at home. The Kiwis, what can I say, just absolutely fantastic. When the final whistle went on Sunday morning, I actually thought that I'd died and gone to heaven. I'm still trying to work out how the Aussies got nil. But tonight, thank you, Judith, tonight is the whole picture. It's of course the Kiwis are wonderfully important to us, but this is rewarding excellence across the board with all of rugby league. To the award winners, absolutely congratulations. I've no idea who you're going to be, but I think that what makes rugby league so special, that those award winners will be very, very conscious of, I didn't get here by myself. I had some mates around me that helped make me what I am, and I think rugby league is all about trust me as much as I trust you, and I think that's really filtered all the way to the Kiwis, and I think that's actually what has made this team so special. They've actually gone out and done it for each other, and I don't actually think you can get a better reason for doing that than any other. Wonderful people around us that have supported us, long time around Lion Red. Interestingly enough, in 1907, Lion Breweries came up with a beer called, I think from memory, New Zealand Lager. And that same year, 2007, the All Golds went to Great Britain. So in actual fact, in the year 2007, that particular beer, which at a later date became Lion Red, and New Zealand Rugby League, it's the 100th anniversary for both of them. Now, in terms of the Lion Red, I worked that out 40 years ago. I've worked that out 40 years ago, and that's why I started drinking it, waiting for this 100 years to come round. To Crown Lift Trucks, fantastic when they came aboard for the referees, and I can't thank them enough. Bartercard, of course, they came on board for our national competition. They've gutsed it through some times with us, and I'm very grateful. Ortex Industries, thanks for coming back. You were there with us before. Just wonderful. SAS Sports, as you know, our official apparel suppliers. Tim just has a rugby, that other ball game. But we've changed him. He likes rugby league now. The Mad Butcher, I think that adjective mad says it all really. They don't come any more passionate than Peter, and he said to me the other day, it's about time you put me on the payroll, you bastard. Thanks very much. I thought that was really nice. Crisco, good on you, Crisco, for being new, coming on board and getting behind this wonderful football team. To Malaysia Airlines, thanks very much for looking after the boys. You transported them wonderfully well, and I hope they got lots of upgrades. Masashi, Infinity Water and Aunt Betty's, thanks for keeping all the guys healthy. To the Lion Foundation, as Michael said before, one of our major funding partners, I went to the Lion Foundation 4 years ago and I said, I want you to invest in a dream. And that dream for me was the getting in with the 16s, the 18s, and they liked the idea, and thank goodness they bought into it. Now, how well is that working? Because it's not hard to prove it's working well. We have a history now of 16-year-old playing under NJC 16s, NJC under 18s. They're getting professional contracts and they're playing for their country. The precedent has been set already. Manu Vatuvai did it again this year. How good's that? So David Conroy, Lion Foundation, thanks for buying into that dream, because without you we wouldn't have those pathways. And of course, it's all about the grassroots. That's where it all starts. Look at our coach. He's just come out of coaching club football and now he's playing for the Kiwis. So those investments that you are making at grassroots is just reaping some wonderful rewards, and that's what motivates me, watching people blossom. It's been a great year for sport. Dominating standouts for me is the rowing. They've just been sensational. The swimming, the netball, the rugby union just won a Grand Slam. But I think we came up trumps as well. I think we've also made the country very proud. Had a good year too. The University World Cup, we won that. Under 16s went through Australia unbeaten. The under 18s won all with the Australian schoolboys, New Zealand residents won. The New Zealand A1, and of course the mighty Kiwis won. And I guess this just everything that's happening with our programs and our high performance, it's just endorsing, I think, Spark got it right. They made this investment and I hope that all the sports are paying them back. Highlights for me, in no particular order, the Tri-Series win, of course, Ruben's world record, the discovery of a great coach, but also the massive support we've had from everybody else outside of rugby league. Last and certainly not least, let's not forget our volunteers around the game. There's 135, 140 clubs around New Zealand, and as in all other sports, these people make up the most wonderful volunteer creche network, doing a fantastic job of looking after our kids. Coach Brian McLennan, Captain Ruben Wiggy, all the team, management and staff, you made an old man enormously proud to be a New Zealander. Thank you for putting up with me and have a fantastic night. Thank you.
Thank you, Selwyn. Selwyn said to me before the night, I said, Sel, you've only got a certain amount of time. And he said, look, please don't get grumpy at me if I go over. I said to him on the way out, after what the team has achieved this year and what rugby league has given people of New Zealand, you can go as long as you like. I know my producer is my ear screaming right now, but you know what? Too bad. Look, the game of rugby league in New Zealand is extremely fortunate to have a number one fan in our Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Helen Clark. And when you think about it, the Mount Albert influence on rugby league is getting a little concerning, isn't it? Well, there's Helen. There's the Bartercard Cup champions. Their coach is now the Kiwis coach. And, you know, the funny thing, if you flip aside to soccer, the soccer team, the Auckland City soccer side that won the NZFC, are based in Kiwi Tier Street. Now, if I'm correct, I think that's Mount Albert. So what's going on? There must be something in the water in Mount Albert. But ladies and gentlemen, please, the patron of the New Zealand Rugby League and your Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Helen Clark.
Well, great to be at the awards tonight and to celebrate one of New Zealand Rugby League's greatest years. And what a way to end the season, winning the Tri-Nations for the first time ever and having the first series win against the Aussies in 52 years. I don't remember the last one. Sel Pearson said he thought he was in a dream when he watched that game and looked at the result and woke up the next morning. I think it was the kind of result that Kiwi League fans dream of. And I have to say, the next morning in Malta, when I went down to the Commonwealth Leaders Retreat, and I said to John Howard, that was a great game, wasn't it? That was a proud moment, a very proud moment. And 24-0, it was amazing. And leaving Australia scoreless for the first time in a test in 20 years. 20 years. So we just feel so proud of the whole team, Brian McLennan, Ruben, the whole squad. The craziest rugby league ambassador in the world, there was the manager, the Mad Butcher. Thank you, Mad Butcher. Mad Butcher made sure I knew what the fax number was to get to those messages to every game. But you really did New Zealand proud, and I just say roll on the opening of the Tri-Nations next year. We're all looking forward to it. Other highlights, well done to all the rep teams who played well against the Aussies this year, the junior Kiwis, New Zealand A, universities, under-16s, under-18s, and it shows what tremendous depth of talent there is in the game, because those are the people who are going to come on through and be in the Kiwis and in the Warriors in the years to come. And of course, in any review of the season's highlights, I would want to mention that the local club, Mount Albert, with Brian McLennan as the coach, did win the Bartercard Cup. Congratulations again. So for everyone involved, all the way from the players to the coaches, the managers, the refs, the fans, it has been a golden year, and I congratulate everybody who's played a part in making New Zealand feel really proud of its league teams. I look forward to seeing who's getting the big trophies tonight, and we look forward to you doing it again next year. Thanks very much.
Isn't it nice to know that our patron is the Prime Minister, and she is, I suppose on the street you would say, she is so down with it. She is so down with rugby league. It's been a pretty good year, hasn't it, Helen? Re-election? Key figure, and I've got to say this, key figure in securing the Rugby World Cup. Well done. I mean, we are very proud of you, so thank you. Now it's time to reward those efforts in 2005. After the Tri-Nations win, former Australian hooker Roy Simmons said, New Zealand, with the amount of talent that is surrounding it, is the sleeping giant, and he thinks it's finally awoken. And how true he is. But that talent has to start somewhere, and it starts with the National Junior Competition. We are about to award the Lion Foundation Junior Player of the Year. The CEO of the Lion Foundation, David Conroy, will introduce that. But first of all, here's a reminder of where all that talent comes. Come across the Tasman to try and poach all that beautiful talent. But only one can win the award this evening. I'm sure Bluey will be taking a close eye on this young gentleman. The winner of the Lion Foundation Junior Player of the Year from Waikoa Bay, Sam Rapira.
Now Sam, along with his brother Steve, they're the real go forward for the Waiko Bay team.
Sam, well done, congratulations. Royce Simmons talks about waking that sleeping giant. You're part of the young guns. Performance by the seniors, is that enough to awaken the slumber?
Yeah, it's been good. Just sort of getting up there and then watching them do it sort of, yeah, inspires you to do more. Yeah.
You've been part of the program for a while. You're the JK captain at the moment. Yeah, you're on track to maybe one day, if all things going well, be part of it?
Yeah, well, that's my dream and sort of, yeah, sort of going hard for it and aiming for it, yeah.
Well, a step closer to that dream, I guess, as the Warriors. You're now full-time, living with Lance. That's all good?
Yep, no, that's good. Yeah.
You can tell lies. And it's all good, though? You're enjoying the training?
Yeah, no, it's been tough, but sort of at a higher level now, so I knew it was going to get harder, so I just got to put it in. Yeah.
And now you're living up in Auckland, you've got to find a new wave instead of Raglan.
Yeah,
okay.
One new beach, yeah.
Well, wish you all the best for the season, buddy, and well done. Ladies and gentlemen, your Junior Player of the Year, Sam Rapira.
The men in the middle are always subject to criticism. Now, I'm not talking about the captains. I'm talking about the referees. Look, Pete didn't want me to say this, but who'd want to be Artie Clark in Sydney, just allowing Jake Webster to try and have rope Artie yelling at him, going, "Give it to him, Artie, give it to him!" It was like that, and I was there. But we'll all love Steve Ganson, don't we? For getting tougho those Aussies in the ruck last Sunday morning at Allen Road in Leeds. But who will be the Crown Lift Trucks Referee of the Year? To present the award is the marketing manager of Crown Lift Trucks, Paul Graham. And the Crown Lift Trucks Referee of the Year is Glenn Black.
Glenn, it doesn't seem that long ago we were sitting here this time last year talking about you heading off to the UK. You got the chance to go back up there again?
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Got the one Tri-Nations match. A wee bit disappointing, only got the one, but it was still enjoyable refereeing the Kiwis. It was a huge honour.
You talk about getting one. A lot of that was obviously the attitude of the Australians. Disappointed with that?
Bitterly disappointed, to be perfectly honest. You know, we don't seem to get a fair go, and maybe now if the Kiwis are winning next year, that may change a little bit.
Mate, like players, a lot of them see their opportunities up in the Northern Hemisphere. Is that going to be the case, you think, with referees as well?
I'm not too sure. You know, it's not quite the same as players. You know, like money-wise, we don't get a lot of money. So financially it's a bit tough, but who knows? I'm not too sure.
But easy to get in that door rather than going to Australia with the attitude that they're showing at the moment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, England have been fantastic. You know, I did 3 Super League games again this year in August. They've been bending over backwards for neutral refereeing. It's just the Australians that are the problem.
How do you rate your colleagues here with the English and, say, with those in the NRL? Like, you take that Kirkpatrick, the one that ref the French game. Like, the guy was... Yeah?
Yeah. Well, Carl's rated number 2 in
Yeah,
England.
exactly.
I said this last year. You know, like Craig Pascoe at the moment is behind me, and if we are given opportunities, we will not let anyone down. I mean, like in the test matches with the Kiwis, obviously I felt very composed. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but we just don't seem to get the opportunities. We've got Ian McIntosh, Sal Pearson, Sal Bennett pushing very, very hard. If it wasn't for those blokes, I wouldn't have even been given one Tri-Nations match.
The Australians have invited you or given you an opportunity to join them, but no guarantee of getting NRL matches. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's what happened earlier in the year, and what I was very concerned about, it sounded good at the beginning, but then there were obstacles put in front of me. One was it would take 2 years to get an NRL game, then I'd have to be on the line for a year. Why would I want to be on the line for a year? I mean,
well, all I know, buddy, is it took 20 years to get him to zip. It took 50-odd years to beat him in a series. You guys just keep paving the way and you'll get there.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Crown Lift Referee of the Year, Glenn Black. Thanks. Cheers, buddy.
Wherever you are watching around New Zealand this evening, you are watching the Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards from Sky City. Already winners tonight, Sam Rapira, Junior Player of the Year, and of course Glenn Black, Referee of the Year. Still to come, Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year. Coming up in a moment, the Bartercard Cup Coach and Player of the Year. But before we go there, here's an indication of New Zealand's premier Rugby League domestic competition.
Buckingham has allowed room to move. You cannot allow that man room to move. There's Sinali Faitala. He gets the pass away. Faitala to the winner. Gets the try. The ref says, play on. Got down. Here come the Jets again into a hole with a big run and numbers. Down the line they come. Can he get it back on the inside? He can. Big try. Pass back up on the inside. There's a runner there. It's Isaac Leava'a. He finds himself some space. Leava's still there and he's pulled down. Violet. Out of the Bears. Craig Charge. Little dummy. It's a try. It is 4 points. Gets it over the back of the chase. Is strong to be the Latu is there. Latu gets the ball on. He gets it on to Levi. Levi gets the ball over the top and picks up the runners wide. Wonderful effort. Fabulous try. And it's taken by Dion Belford Lola, and he takes it all the way home. Getting down up the back there is Manahira. He is classy and over the top of the rebound. Times out of 17. James Ward will score. James Ward. Little dummy, a step back up the middle. Comes Puhi Puhi. Up the inside they come. But Patrick as the Bulls, can they hold out Mount Albert? There's the pass. There is the try. There is the victory. The Lions win Bartercard Cup.
Last of all, I just want to just dedicate this trophy on behalf of our team to a member of our team which we lost halfway through the year, Paulo. Big inspiration to us this year, and this is for you, big man.
Yes, and there again is Mount Albert. The Bartercard Cup has been one of those competitions that you cannot get enough of. It really is great, particularly when you're watching ahead of a Warriors game. And the voices of the Bartercard Cup, they just part of it now. Dale Husband, Shane Cooper, they are my very good colleagues. They're here tonight. I just want to thank you guys for once again bringing it to us and doing it so proud. Time, though, for the Bartercard Cup Coach of the Year, presented by the Bartercard CEO, Mike Parsons. The lot of a coach. Who would want to be a coach? You could ask that. You've got to sometimes drop a player, bring a player on, manage the emotions of both. And in many ways, you could relabel the name of coach as just all in mum and dad. And then you've got to have the tactical nous to go out and try and beat the opposition week in, week out, or as in other cases, just give them a good hammering. So who is the Bartercard Cup Coach of the Year? Well, in many ways, this person signifies all those characteristics of just being a good, honest person who loves this game of footy, and passion is never far from the surface. The Bartercard Cup Coach of the Year is Brian McLennan.
Too often from our Kiwi coach, but what a win.
Mate, what a year you Lions have had, huh?
Oh, yes. It's been a good year capping it off like that. We went through a tough time, though, losing Paulo Tennessee, and we miss him still today. And we dedicated how we went at the end of the year to the Tennessee family. So, it was the best we could do for them.
Mate, I remember when you got the job and we talked about the media, and at that stage it was a little too early for you. You felt a little bit uncomfortable, a little nervous. Now you get up here, you just can't wait to get in the seat and have a talk. Hey?
I'm a bit off form there, a bit tired. Just got back from England at 1 o'clock today, so yeah, sorry about that.
That Bartercard final, when you talk about an advert for the local game, could you get any better?
Oh, that was a great final. That was a good game. It was very windy that day, and I thought both teams played really well in the conditions. And, for a try to be scored in the last seconds, it doesn't really get much more exciting than that, so it was good football.
When you look back at it, was that a good way to start your international program, on that win?
Well, give us a lot of confidence. I was able to go and stand in front of the Warrior boys first, who were in the Kiwi squad, with a bit of confidence, because I was very nervous doing that, coming from amateur to professional, so it did give us a lot of confidence.
And coaching Mount Albert again next year, you're going to make it damn tough for those Lions. Everyone will want to get out there and show just how good they are.
Well, that's what players should be doing anyway, so, trying to be their best. And
well, good luck next year, Lions. I hope you get there. Buddy, wish you all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Bartercard Coach of the Year, Brian McLennan. Thanks. Cheers, buddy.
Our next award is the Bartercard Cup Player of the Year, and this is always going to be a tough one to choose when you look at the standard of competition that the Bartercard has thrown up over the years since its inception. But when someone scores 23 tries in a season and is seen as a key strike weapon when all the opposition faced up to you, it's pretty hard not to overlook that person. And that person is the Bartercard Cup Player of the Year, Chris Newton.
On to Chris Newton. Newton goes there all the way. This is classy football as he goes on to Newton, and he does beat Atkins. And Newton in for try number 16. This guy's having a wonderful season. But they can't keep an eye out for Newton. On it comes little football. Money here, they kicks it out for Newton. Well, Newton's law.
Chris, congratulations. Mate, we all talk about that grand final between yourselves and Mount Albert. Great spectacle for the Speckies to watch, but, mate, that was soul-destroying.
Yeah, you got to play for the whole 80 minutes, and that's the way the game goes. So, all credit to Mount Albert on the day, so, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get a little bit more. Did you ever think it was done and dusted, though? Do you think you had it?
Yeah, we did. We did think we had it. Like, we had them, I think, 3 tries up, and they come back and rolled us in the last 2 seconds. They took it from under our noses, so it was very disappointing, but that's the way rugby league goes, and it taught me a good lesson that you got to play for the whole 80 and never sort of underestimate the side, and just always just put it in that little bit extra until the final whistle.
Mate, you've been part of the Bulls program for some time now, the Bartercard, you've seen it progress. You happy with where it's at right now?
Yeah, it's just pretty good. Like being down the South Island, you don't get too much recognition, so making 3 finals and in the time that the Bartercup's been going, it's pretty good for Canterbury.
And have you watched that game again yet?
No, I never watched it.
Oh, well, you're going to get a few highlights now. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bartercard Cup Player of the Year, Chris Newton. Well done, bud.
It's still to come tonight in this Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards for 2005. A Kiwi whose year could not have been better if he'd dreamed it up. And we'll also announce the Mad Butcher Personality of the Year. Lots still to come from Sky City. Do not go far.
But they need to find some points this time.
Oh, look, a pop-off, a shrug-off. There is Rowan Baxter who makes it look easy. Piranara puts the ball through for Alba. And comes through and scores. Rory numbers wide. Piranesi. Piranesi! It's so inside. They come for touching their There's the pass. There is the try. There is the victory. The Lions win Barnegat Cup.
Live Sport, Live Sport, Sky Sport 2006.
Some might say breathtaking.
It's a live rugby feast with even more games. The inaugural Super 14, every All Blacks game, plus the all-new Air New Zealand Cup.
What a brilliant try.
You've got all the Black Caps matches live and the West Indies on tour. Plus, grab a live ticket to the FIFA World Cup, the English Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Knights in the A-League.
A beautiful goal!
Get your fix of speed with live Formula One, WRC, Superbikes, and FIM Motocross.
The Kiwi kid.
You're in golfing heaven with all four majors, the European Tour, and also the World Golf Championship.
What a finish!
Muscle up with the Warriors, the NRL Premiership, Super League, State of Origin, and Tri-Nations.
Beautiful run!
All four tennis majors, plus the Davis Cup and Masters Series.
Magnificent.
And the Breakers jam it in the Australian NBL. Live Sport, Live Sport, Sky Sport 2006.
Another example that dreams do come true. The NRL once again in 2006 will be live on Sky Sports, so a lot to look forward to. Welcome back to Sky City and the 2005 Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards. If you were to describe a footballer's perfect year, it would go something like this. Change clubs, make the grand final, win the grand final, beat Aussie twice, win the Tri-Nations. It's not a bad year when you think about it. Well, guess what? That was Paul Fatuera's year, Pete. Not bad, huh?
Paul, can you remember where you were nearly 12 months ago and what your New Year's wish was?
Mate, yeah, it wouldn't definitely be another ring, mate, so I'm just over the moon, you know. Small kid from Wainuiomata and always dreamed to play in the NRL, and let alone playing 2 grand finals is definitely a dream come true.
But mate, it just kills me, yeah? Like, you're the sort of player that just hovers under the radar, yet in 10, 20 years' time, when everyone looks back, you know, it will be so easy for some to sort of gloss over the fact that here's a guy that's moved on, been in 4 clubs or whatever, and picked up 2 premiership rings. It's not just good luck, you know? There's something special there.
Yeah, I don't know about that, mate, but, you know, I'm only 24 and, you know, I've moved on quite a fair bit, and, you know, it definitely makes up, you know, for moving around.
Mate, the whole finals campaign for you Tigers, you had a good mixture of young and old, but the Tim Sheen's influence, it was very evident.
Oh, for sure, you know, he's been in the game for, you know, 20-odd years, and he's got a great knowledge of the game, and, you know, he's a great man, and, you know, he's definitely taught me a lot. That's one of the main reasons why, you know, I went to the Tigers, and, mate, he's always, you know, full of knowledge, and any boys need a hand or anything, you know, he's always there for advice.
Mate, when you talk about knowledge, I often look at the good coaches or the coaches that set themselves apart. They often teach players, particularly the younger players, life skills. And there's always little messages coming. You've got Tim Sheen, you've just restarted training with the Tigers. He's hung all the photos of all the teams that have won premierships, and he's blocked out all the faces of the guys that won season 2005. Sending a message, take nothing for granted, it starts all over again.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
With the young ones, though, do they live in awe of someone like Tim Sheen's? Like, he comes with a huge history and a big pedigree?
Oh, for sure, you know, he's coached the best in Mal Meninga and Laurie Daly and that, so, you know, like I said before, he's got a lot of knowledge, and, mate, you know, any of the boys need a hand or advice or anything, you know, he's always there for it, so, mate, you know, I can't talk highly of Sheens, you know.
A lot of people say the Tigers changed the way the game was played in 05. Big challenge for next year, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, mate. We've made a few good signings, so hopefully we can, you know, improve, and we've still got plenty of improvement, so, you know, looking forward to next year.
Well, I wish you all the best, but more luck when you wear the black and white, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Fatuera.
He did say 24, Pete. He did say 24 years old. Yeah, I know. Makes you feel old when you get out that surfboard, huh?
Yeah.
The New Zealand Rugby League have many fine partners. Selwyn Pearson, of course, the executive chairman, spoke of them all in his address this evening. And one of those partners is the naming rights sponsor for this evening, the Lion Foundation. And it would be remiss of us not to give them a moment to say a few words. Their CEO is David Conroy. David?
Prime Minister, Members of Parliament, Selwyn Pearson, NZRL board members and friends of Rugby League. It would be very easy for me to focus on the successes of the past week for New Zealand sport and in particular for Rugby League. Certainly the Kiwis' win on Sunday morning demonstrated all the fighting qualities and spirit and grit that we know to be the hallmarks of New Zealand sporting teams. Congratulations are well deserved, yet I believe, just as Selwyn has told you today, the success took its roots very many years earlier. Every successful professional sports person is inspired by those who went before. I'm sure that the current Kiwis, quite like me in 1985, watched another Kangaroo side score no points. For me, Mark Graham starting the second half with a broken jaw remains one of the most enduring examples of courage and leadership. Images such as these inspire young people. They inspire boys to take up the game, they inspire mums and dads to become coaches, and they encourage communities to support and get involved. For the Lion Foundation, as 15-year-old boys, 15-year-old boys become participants in the Lion Foundation Under-16 National Championships, which, as Selwyn talked about before, we've supported for the last 4 years. This competition is followed by the Under-18s, which we also support, the Junior Kiwis, and for some people, that'll lead to professional contracts. It's these pathways that New Zealand Rugby League have put into place over a number of years that have helped in some way to create successful professional players like the Kiwis. The Lion Foundation is immensely proud of being part of the Rugby League family. In 2005, we've granted over $1.4 million to NZRL-affiliated bodies. That's NZRL, some of the regional bodies, and of course the clubs. It's the clubs who support the kids, who support their dreams of greatness. I'm pleased to be able to highlight the work of the Lion Foundation, who's a leader in the industry for more than 20 years. And it's so much the media commentary around charity gaming is quite negative. New Zealand is one of only 4 charity gaming models in the world, and the outcomes are illustrated through the support we provide to groups in our community as diverse as kindergartens, environmental groups and sports organisations. The Lion Foundation is proud that we're able to make a difference in the lives of so many individuals, and we accept the responsibility that comes with it. Transparency, efficiency and a commitment to doing things right are our core values. On behalf of the Lion Foundation's Board of Trustees, our 31 staff and the many hundreds of hotel staff who operate our machines every day, congratulations to all the finalists and the winners tonight. To NZRL and Selwyn personally, thank you for allowing us to be part of this celebration of sporting excellence. Thank you all.
Thank you, David. Our next award is the Lion Foundation Supreme Achievement Award. Now, this is an individual who our judging panel says stands out from all the winners tonight in our domestic competition awards handed out. So in many ways, it's the winner of the winners, if you want to put it that way. You don't have to. Well, David is going to present the award, and this doesn't necessarily mean it's an outstanding award on the field or off the field. It's a general sort of human award, which I think is very nice, David, so congratulations on that. The winner of the Lion Foundation Supreme Achievement Award is Chris Newton.
Spin, the grubber kicks through the end goal is looking pretty good. Newton for 4. Chris Newton for 4. They check with the touchies. The player is straight to Matia. Wide they come to the hands of money hitter. No, yes! You are kidding.
Well,
Chris, well done. A lot of people perhaps don't realise that you're now playing or having a trial with Penrith. How did that all come about?
I was playing in the Bartercard Cup, and just a few people sent some videotapes over and organised that for me, and they liked what they've seen and they thought they'd give me a go, and it's a great opportunity for myself.
And the deal at the moment?
It's just a year contract, full time, and just with an option there if they want me if I go any good. So it's up to me from now.
And with no long hair, is that going to hurt you?
No, it's good not having as much hair. It's like the reason why I wear the headgear. It's just getting in the way as I was playing and that type of thing. But
this opportunity for you is a good testament, I guess, of what the Bartercard can offer players coming through.
Yeah, I suppose like I always thought that I was going to make it, and I'm 23 now, and I've seen like a lot of young guys coming up there and playing NRL at a young age, so I've got the chance now, so it gives me more motivation to get there and give it my best to play.
Well, buddy, I wish you all the very best with your dream, and hope it all goes well. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Newton. Cheers.
Let the handing out of the goodies continue. Our next award is the Ortex Industries Women's Player of the Year. Now, when we looked at the Kiwi Ferns, we thought, OK, what's going on? Well, sadly for the Kiwi Ferns, nothing happened this year, but there was a very strong provincial competition, and one young lady stood out. From Auckland, the Ortex Industries Player of the Year, to be presented the award from Danielle and Michelle Robinson, is Rona Peters.
Well, Rona, congratulations. They tell me whatever sport you choose to play, you could have been the best at. Why rugby league?
Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy playing rugby league. I play with my whole family, and my mum and dad's coach. My dad's the coach, my mum's the manager.
So when you see games like what the Kiwis performed a week or so ago, you understand the whole family and what it means to everybody involved?
Yeah.
Does that inspire you, games like that?
Yeah, that was an awesome game to watch on Sunday. I really enjoyed that.
Like this year, you didn't have an international program as such. Do you find that disappointing?
Yep, because...
You just want to travel?
Yeah.
It'd be nice for Women's Rugby League if you did get a lot more opportunities, I think, internationally.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying your footy at the moment, though?
Yep.
And next year, who do you actually play for?
Pafkura Women's Rugby League.
They're not bad out the south, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I wish you all the best for the future in the rugby league. Ladies and gentlemen, Rona Peters. Cheers, guys. Can you carry that? Yeah.
When you say Mad Butcher, you could say a number of things. Mate! You could say, when chops still 99 kilo! But when it comes to rugby league, all you have to say is loyal, passionate, and just a BGB to go with this QSM, a bloody good bloke. And those describe also the recipient of this year's Mad Butcher Personality of the Year, who will receive this award from Peter Leach, QSM, BGB. This year's recipient is Brian McLennan.
Brian McLennan, who has, according to some great names of New Zealand's past, Graham Lowe, Frank Endicott, Ruben Wiki himself, Hugh McCann, has put the pride back into the New Zealand jersey. Look at that scoreline. There's pride of plenty now.
Brian, congratulations. Mate, since you took the helm, so many people have been asked the question, what is it that Bluey McLennan brings to the side? And we've all expressed opinions. What is your opinion? What is it that Bluey brings?
Well, I guess honesty, compassion. I'm a leaguey right down. It runs through my veins. I love rugby league. Love rugby league people. So that's what I brought, but it wasn't just about what I brought. It's about what all the players and all the management and the team brought. Where there's a lot of ownership in the team with everyone, and I think that was something that was pretty powerful.
I think when you're, if I can call you a people person, you understand the game of rugby league. You understand what people within the game of rugby league have endured as being part of that game. We talk about coaches that teach life skills. You're one of those as well.
Yeah, kind of. I just say what I feel from the heart, and I hope I'm, leading them in the right direction. I'm a bit of a rat bag myself from way back, so I've learned the hard way. So,
but there's such a thing, I guess, as a likeable rogue. But I often hear you referring to phrases, and one that I often use myself. What is spoken from the heart touches the heart. And I've heard a lot from a lot of the guys about a lot of your pre-test dinner speeches. There was a lot of emotion going on there.
Yeah, because it means so lot to us. It means so much to us to perform well for ourselves and our families and our country. And, what a juicy sort of proposition it is when you're playing against Australia, and we've been bullied for so long. Yeah. And, we sort of, I guess enough was enough, and we wanted to do something about it. And, and when you've got people like Ruben Wiki leading from the front, and what Stacey Jones did, 72 hours flying in, 6 days, that shows a lot of spirit, and I think that just epitomises where we're at in rugby league in New Zealand at the moment.
But it's so important as well that we don't sort of gloss over the fact that tactically your whole management team are very, very smart and astute footballers as well.
Well, we have done well. I thought we did pretty smart in the final. I thought we played a pretty good game plan, and the boys just done it down to a T, and it takes a lot of spirit and a lot of trust to do those type of things, and we did. And we got rewards.
You talk about trust. Right from the outset, Graham Norton, and for those who have known Natty for a long, long time, he's a special character. He came out quite clear in Game 2 at Ericsson, and he made it quite clear, he was loud, this team is something special. And it's a belief that you've instilled all the way through.
Well, it's a belief that collectively we've all grown together. And, without sounding like a big head, before we ran on the field in the final, we're all, I think we're all pretty confident.
The transition from amateur to international, if I can call it that, how have you found that?
Oh, huge. I was really, really nervous, from the word go. And so, like, the compassion that the players, had shown to me, I'll never forget. And just from that moment, I knew we were going to be okay because we had special people involved. I think if somebody like myself stood in front of the Kiwi, a Great Britain and Australian team, I don't think the players would have really given us a chance. That's the type of people we've got in the team. So I don't think I'm the best coach going in the Tri-Series. I think I'm the luckiest.
Well, all I know right now is... Back in the day when we did something good, and I remember the game where we beat Australia and we all got delivered a dozen Lion Red on our front doorsteps the next morning. So I hope Lion Red delivers them a damn big truck. Brian, we love you, bro. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Bluey, and thanks for helping provide us with some magical quotes and some magical memories in 2005. Still to come, two of the big awards, the SAS Rookie of the Year and the Lion Red Player of the Year. Don't move.
Jones at first receiver, holds up the pass, spots an opening, has the ball, there's the try. It's the old bird, Clinton Torby, backing up the little general. Some exciting second phase play from New Zealand. Anderson, Pritchard, Torby, here's trouble, here's a try, Torby, Clinton Torby, he gets a double. Back for Kennedy, Kennedy for the line, surely he will get there, yes he does. Ben Kennedy, it is still 12-0. It is no try. They miss out Bangana. Webb now starting to straighten. Brent Webb will score. There go the afterburners. That's why they selected him. Brent Tate, look at this. This is unbelievable. Brent Tate says, put that on you critics. Right in front of the sticks. A couple out. Gower. Johns with the stab and the try. Andrew Johns. Lockyer. Here's an opportunity. Here's a wraparound. Minicello, and here's a try. The corner, is it? No. Johns over the top, simple strap try. Oh, what a mix of calamity at the back for New Zealand. The Aussies claim the try, they get the try. Bangana backing up, now Torby, they keep it alive. Oh, look at this, look at this. Bangana will score from there. No one in front of him, Nigel Bangana. The makeshift 5'8" has extended the lead. Here's one of the tries they were looking for. Here we go, in the corner. Clinton Torby has got there. Make no mistake about that.
Defense. New Zealand are the 2005 Tri-Nations champions.
The King is hungry. The King is ready. This is his chance. Sam King Solomon steps into the ring with the big time, Ronald Wanky Wright. This match, all for one, will determine who gets a shot at the middleweight crown. This is a career-making fight, a non-stop battle. Let the fist do the talking. Ronald Wanky Wright versus Sam King Solomon. Sunday, November 11th, live from 4 p.m. on Sky Box Office.
Can we keep seeing that? The Gillette Tri-Nations win by Brian McLennan's Kiwis. We can keep on watching it over and over again. Welcome back to the Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards. This time next week, we, Sky Sport, will be in the middle of the Freedom Air People's Choice Awards. And I just want to let you know one thing. The Kiwis are eligible next year. They fell outside. They left, Bluey, you left your run late. You would have Hoden on Team of the Year this year. Tell me about it. But you can vote for them next year in 2006, and that is pretty special. Eligible, though, is probably not a word you use for ropo. Probably more like seasoned. Big white whale fish on the board. But he is with a very special Kiwi, so we'll leave that word special to you, Pete.
Special? I reckon you were the manager's nightmare on tour. Look at your dress.
Hey? Dead set. I reckon the watch was on your case every day. Hey?
Nah, mate. I wasn't sure what the dress code was tonight, so I didn't get the memo, mate.
You
didn't get the memo. Sorry. Sorry, Books.
Mate, you talk about special Kiwis, and I remember after one game, and you had a tear in your eye, and you were looking at your teammates, and all this, and I guess it was made even more sort of obvious that it's not about your passport, that there's a special bond in this footy side.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I got asked the same question yesterday when we got back, and I think you know, when you come amongst a group of guys like these Kiwis, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, what kind of accent you carry or what kind of passport you carry. It's a special feeling and a special sort of a brotherhood that you don't find very often.
And I'd imagine as well that it must be even more special when you beat your country of birth, Australia, because a lot of people would have looked at you thinking, you can't make our side, so you're playing for this mob. So it's a little bit more special for you as well?
You know, it's yeah, it's hard to see it that way for me. I just thank me lucky stars that I've been given the opportunity to play international football and to play with you know, the guys who I have for the last 2 years. You know, to play alongside with guys like Ruben Wiki, Dave Solomona, and you know, David Kewell. You know, they're legends in the game, and you know, I just pinch myself every time.
It's a lifetime bond, this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's something I could see you guys in 50 years' time.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Brian said that after the game. You know, this is something no one can take away from you, and it'll link every single one of you for the rest of your lives, and that's something very special and something you don't get in life too often.
And now you just can't wait for that pre-season training, huh?
Mate, I'm enjoying every day I have off until January, and I'll probably, enjoying every moment. So.
Yeah. Buddy, you just enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Webb. Take care.
Good on you, Webby. Well, every year a player comes along and indicates the way they play. Every time they touch the ball, something special is about to happen. Those people are called the rookies. That's right, the rookies. And this is the SAS Rookie of the Year category to be presented by Tim Connolly from SAS Sports. The category is defined as a player debuting in their representative season and also having a breakthrough season as a professional. And here are the 3 nominations. The first, quite simply, might be the new beast, Manu Vatuvei. The kick out wide. It's worked for them so often, it could work again. It has worked again. Our second nominee produced a ball in the NRL Grand Final that came out of nowhere. Some suggested it came out of his backside. We do not know where it came from, or we do on the replay, but he dazzled all year in the NRL with his feet and speed. Our second nominee for SAS Rookie of the Year is Benji Marshall.
And Carlo getting ready to come on. Sean Berrigan has it covered. No, he doesn't. Benji. He takes it forward for a hit up. Prince goes to Marshall, who steps back inside them. He's away. He chooses Hodgson, who was backing up on the inside. Decoy after decoy. Marshall, he's over. The Tigers are in.
third and final nominee for Rookie of the Year went quietly about his business in Melbourne this year, but Brian McLennan and his selectors discovered something special. This boy could run and he could score a try. There was a lot more to this young man. His name, Jake Webster.
And there's a chance here, and he's in. It's Jake Webster. Great try.
So who will it be? In 2005, the SAS Sport Rookie of the Year is Benji Marshall.
Mate, Benji, sorry, bro. Whakatane, a touch player, a damn good touch player as well, probably not unlike Rona Peters, but a grand final. Did it come so early for you?
Yeah, earlier than I thought, you know, especially this being pretty much my first 4 years, so you know, it was thrilling stuff, and to be honest, it's a dream come true for me, and you know, the highlight of my career so far has been making my debut for the Kiwis at the start of the year, but playing in the grand final, you know, was second to that, but yeah, I'm just proud to be a Kiwi, and I don't know if I've got as good a step as Rona Peters, you know, so not that good.
Well, I know I've got a touch team that's all practicing the Benji, so I think that whole flavour spread over here. Buddy, when when we're doing some work setting up for tonight, it comes back to me about everything that's making this game so good at the moment, and I look at the Tigers and I see a lot of similarities between what's happening in your world. The Kiwi influence is strong amongst you West Tigers.
Yeah, it is, man. You know, heaps of the boys there. There's me, Fats, Bronson Harrison, Dean Hallertau, and you know, we've got a couple of others come through. So, you know, things are looking good for the Kiwis. And you know, just after watching the Tri Nations Grand Final, I was sitting at home with my old lady, and 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, straight after the game, we went straight to the pub. 7 in the morning at the pub, and a few beers, celebrating for the boys. So, you know, things are looking bright for New Zealand Rugby League.
We know the answer would be. We know the answer would be that disappointed that you weren't part of it, but look forward to the next one.
Yeah, very disappointing that I couldn't be part of the team. But you know, even though I wasn't playing, I still felt part of it. You know, Bluey spoke to Bluey a couple of times, and he still makes you feel part of it, even though you're not playing. And that just epitomises the type of person he is, and the type of attitude he brought to the team. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to next year, and hopefully I'll get selected.
You talk about young guns, also for Bronson Harrison to get his opportunity as well. You know, young Tiger. I felt for him missing out on the grand final, but to get his opportunity on tour was good.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's another beast, but not as much of a beast as the other one. But he's got enormous talent and enormous potential. So you know, things are looking good for Bronson, and he'll be one to watch in the future.
Mate, you're a player that plays with a huge amount of confidence. This success, how much can we take from it? In terms of confidence going forward?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, this is enormous for New Zealand Rugby League, and I never realised how big it was until I actually come here today and seen it. You know, so I just feel so proud to be a Kiwi, and glad that I'm standing up for my country, not like these other ones that are playing for the Broncos that won't play, but. No names. I won't mention any names, though.
Mate, we also feel for those that are enjoying the success who live offshore. You know, for you to be able to walk amongst your teammates, you certainly got some bagging rates. It's got to feel good.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I went back to training the other day, and you know, there's a few sad faces there, and you know, had to rub it in a little bit, and they didn't like it, but I did, so who cares?
And the shoulder, how's that going, buddy?
Yeah, good. You know, I'm ahead of schedule with my recovery, and things are looking good. So I'm just looking forward to getting back on the field and playing for New Zealand again.
Good stuff, buddy. SAS Rookie of the Year, Benji Marshall.
And now to our supreme award for the evening, the Lion Red Player of the Year, to be presented by a man the Kiwis know very well, the National Sponsorship Manager for Lion, Nathan Gordon-Gibbons, and former Kiwi manager himself. So here are the three nominees for Lion Red Player of the Year. The first, Benji Marshall. The second nominee needs no introduction. He's done more for the carver industry than I think they could ever have dreamed of. He led the team to Tri-Nations glory. Good on you, Ruben. Yes, Ruben Wiki. The third and final nominee has already spoken tonight. The question is, will he do so again? He has his second grand final ring tucked safely away. The third and final nominee for Lion Red Player of the Year is Paul Fatuira.
Yes, Fatuira has got that ball down. Yeah. Infield to Deacon. Wide it goes. A start kick off the knee. Play on. And here they come, the Kiwis, in the shape of Fatuira. Good high kick. Racing towards it. Oh, the chance. I think he's got it down. I think Paul Fatuira has possibly got the ball down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2005 Lion Red Player of the Year is Ruben Wiki.
With some big maidens. Marshall, the ball is now with the captain Wiki. Wiki gets it away.
We believe in each other, and with our coach, he set a structure that we all tied in with, and we believe in it, and we did it. And history's sweet, mate.
Ruben, congratulations, buddy. But have you ever thought of talking to Infinity or one of those people that sponsor you to perhaps bottle carve and put some flavour in it so we could all enjoy it?
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Got to do it the natural way.
The natural way.
Yeah.
Mate, at the end of 80 minutes in that game, a lot of emotion. And I sat there looking at it and wondering what was going through your head at that time, because there must have been a lot of thoughts to invoke what we saw.
Yeah, it's when we started the campaign, you know, Bluey bring a structure to the team, and you know everyone tied in with it, and you know we stuck to that structure right throughout the campaign, and it was just after the final, I think it was just relief and joy, happiness, and just everything we worked for, and you know the country, and just being a Kiwi, it was just good to beat those Aussies.
Mate, the last 10 minutes, and the scoreline was still zip. That was important to keep it that way.
Yeah, you know we had a few scrums, so every time we probably turned the ball over, we got to the scrum and looked each other in the eye, and you know we only have to tackle for one set, and just keep them just tackle our asses off and just keep them scoreless. Excuse my mouth. But you know we had a lot of pride in our defence. I think the defence won us the game. You see Aussie hitting the ball up. There's about 5 Kiwis in the tackle, and it's very rare you saw Stacey coming in for a 4th man, so it was pretty special. Eh? When you see Stacey coming in for the 4th man, and so they just lifted the boys, and you know, and the rest is history.
Mate, what makes, I think, this whole series so special, I think it's when I look beyond you guys and I see some very special women. Yeah, the most capped player in the game of rugby league. It says a lot about your family and your support. I looked at Stacey Jones and what his wife contributed to make sure he was available. We looked at Bluey's wife, Julie, and the other wives that have given up to be there. There's some special people in this team. Yeah,
there's, you know, a lot of the boys made a lot of sacrifices, and there's a lot of married couples in the team, and they got a special bond with their partners. And you know, I got my wife over for the final, and you know, I feel the boys got a bit jealous, but
the captain gets his own room.
Oh yeah, but she couldn't be on the same floor, so. But you know, it's just how close Kiwis are, and you know we did it for our families, and to have my wife over there representing for all the wives. So I thought I'd just throw that in. That was very special, and you know, without our partners, you know, we wouldn't be who we are now.
But just a quick one to end. Ian Millwood and the commentary team referred to the heroes of the game of the rugby league, and what sets them apart is they just love to play. You can't wait for 06.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. You know, we've got to come back and defend the title. So, you know, all the boys will be probably drinking some kava now and just relaxing and spending some time with their families. But you know, if our the NRL goes good and no injuries, and if we get picked, you know, it'd be good to beat those Aussies again.
Well, as well, I'm sure on behalf of everybody in this room and throughout the country, I think watching tonight, we wish you, your family, and everybody involved in such a wonderful series a very Merry Christmas. And, buddy, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Could I just on behalf of all the Kiwi boys, thank you for your support. I know that the game was on early in the morning, but I've been walking around everywhere, and everyone's been pulling me aside, and just really just happy for us and what we've done for the country. And you know, we're very proud Kiwis, and you know, we did something special, and no one can take it away from us. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Wiki. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fitting way to end the 2005 Lion Foundation New Zealand Rugby League Awards. There is only one more thing to say, and it's a quote
that Bluey has used at the end of the Tri-Nations final that describes what a year rugby league has been for this country, Pete? That one quote is, yeah!
But we'll take him and teach him a few steps in the dance moves. You'll be right, Bluey. Have a good Christmas, everybody. Well done. Thank you very much.
Yeah.